All right, hey, good morning, everybody. I wanted to share a little bit about a program that I completed, and I'm sure you've heard of it. And if you haven't, I wanted to share a little bit about it and just give you some quick tips that I learned, why I did it, what's it about. So I completed the Faster Way to Fat Loss 2 weeks ago. So I guess I'm in week 8, but I'm actually not. I'm finished. So what is it? It is a nutrition and workout program that is pretty sustainable, something that you can continue on for the rest of your life. It has to do with fasting, intermittent fasting, cycling your carbs, and I'll talk about that in a second, certain workouts, and like I said, it's a 6-week program with a prep week before. So intermittent fasting, basically it's just periods of when you eat your food and periods when you don't eat your food. And most of us fast anyways because we go to sleep and we're not eating. So what you do on this program is that you play around with those numbers and increase the amount of time that you are not eating and decrease your feeding window in a sense. So that way we're not just eating all throughout the day. So incorporates fasting. We have low carb days. We have regular carb days. And again, if you do the program, they talk more about the science behind that and how pairing your workouts with lower carb days can tap more into fat storage. So the things that I really loved, well, first, let me tell you why I did this program. So you guys know that I have a degree in physical education and health education. I've been a personal trainer for, I don't even know, over 10 years. And through the Biz Runners, I work with a lot of Faster Way coaches. We provide administrative work and just background help for a lot of Faster Way coaches. So I'm so familiar with the program, and the creator was my business coach. So I have known Amanda for a long, long time. And bottom line, what I was doing just wasn't working. And I don't necessarily mean the workouts, but I am not somebody that loves to track my food. And that's a part of it, is logging into MyFitnessPal and tracking your food. I don't love doing that. But it was eye-opening for me, because as I literally sat down one day and I was like, this is what I ate today. And I feel full and I feel fine, whatever. And it was 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories. And I know I shouldn't be eating that. And I'm not trying to lose weight. I would love to have, be lifting heavier weights, have more muscle definition. But I really was just oh my gosh. And what I was finding is that I'm a runner, that my endurance runs were sucking. They were horrible. And I couldn't figure out why. I was not sleeping real well. And then once I logged my food and I was 1,100 calories, 1,200 calories. Hi, Amanda. I was just this is not cool. So for me, it was just a chance to be more aware, and knowing that I'm an athlete first, and that, I wasn't necessarily, I would love to lose some inches, but that wasn't my main focus. I think that helped with my success, because I knew that I just needed to fuel my body better. And what I was doing was not sustainable, was not helping me with my goals to be a better runner. And I knew I was just sort of haphazardly, oh, this is healthy, or this is better for me. So that's why I, did it, or have done the program. I've done it a few times. And I'm not currently in a round, but I'm continuing on my own. And I will be honest, the first couple times that I've done it, I crapped out at week 4. I was just no, I know better. Or it's not working, that typical. And so I want to share with you, if you've ever been interested in the program, just some of my, the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Sorry, that's what this one, finished this program. I want to share with you just a few tips if you're considering it, some tips that I've learned, how I've been now I'm in my own week 8. I'm continuing on without actually being in a round, but how I've been successful this time and maybe wasn't in the past. So I just want to share with you a couple tips, some insights I have just being in the fitness world, being around this for a long time, helping a lot of the coaches, which I just have to say that they're my clients, but every coach that we have worked with short term, or some of them for over a year, are phenomenal people. Phenomenal. The ones that I have had the pleasure of working with, strong Christian women, just support me as a person, and I just love them. So I can't list them all right now because there's so many, but they just wonderful, wonderful people and truly have their clients' best interests at heart. Okay, so who is the Fast Way to Fat Loss for? I would say if you have some goals to lose some inches, to tone up, to kind of tighten up what you're doing, you have an understanding of eating, you have eating healthily, you have an understanding of fitness, this would be a great program to do to just sort of tighten up what you're doing. And like for me, I know what I'm doing, but clearly I wasn't doing it the best possible way. So it would be for that person. Somebody who is just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You want to change. You want to do something for yourself. You want a challenge. Like I love a challenge. And I didn't want to say, oh, that program doesn't work for me, when I'm like, I need to literally put my money where my mouth is and show up and finish it strong. And I just like a challenge. And I am somebody that I'm like, okay, I run Monday. I do a boot camp Tuesday, Thursday. I run Wednesday. I take off Friday. I run Saturday. And I take off Sunday. And it's like, the same old won't get you anywhere. So I would say it's for, the woman that wants to see change, that is committed to it. She likes a challenge, and has some basic knowledge about healthy food, nutrition. And so my tips, I have some tips written down, but I losing train of thought. So my top tips, if you do this program, if you're considering it. Number one, work with a coach. So you can join like Faster Way to Fat Loss Corporate, and there are coaches within that coach you, but I found most success when I had my own personal one-on-one coach. And I'll be honest, I first signed up just because I wanted to work with her. So if you know somebody that you want to work with, like sign up because you know that they're the real deal. So I wanted to work with, my coach was Vivian. She's phenomenal, and she is a strong BA woman, and I'm like, that's like what I want. I want muscles, I want health, I want all those things first over fat loss and weight loss. So I knew that she would be on board with my goals. So work with a coach. Number two, ask questions. Ask questions, because I think so when you join the program, you're told, okay, set your macros this way, and I'm not going to get into what macros are, but set your macros this way in MyFitnessPal. Here's where we think you should be at calorie wise, but if that's not working, or if it doesn't feel off, like you are the best judge of what's going on in your body. Like take that feedback into consideration. Hold on. Okay. Take that feedback. Like know that feedback, ask your coach questions. We adjusted my macros several times because I was like, I still am not feeling energy. And not just, I'm not seeing results. That's not your progress. Okay. So not, the scale's not moving, which I never weighed myself. Like if you want to know what my results are, I'll tell you in a second, but I never weighed myself. So, no, I didn't weigh myself when I was finished, but, so ask questions like, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting enough protein, or I didn't have enough energy for my long runs, and adjust those. Keep making adjustments. Very few people I feel start this program and are just like cut and dry. This is where your numbers are. This is where they stay, because everybody's activity levels are different. Everybody's goals are different. I am somebody that already works out a lot, so my calories are pretty high. And I'll be honest, you guys, like left to my own, I told you 1,200 calories, 1,000 calories. And if I'm running 4 miles a day, 5 miles a day, sometimes 10 miles, I'm not doing myself any favors, and I'm hurting myself, in fact. All right. So ask questions, work with a coach, be willing to adjust those macros, be willing to adjust those numbers. I'm getting blocks. Hold on. Reflect. So every week I hopped on Instagram and I reflected on my progress, and I okay, this is going well. I'm having a hard time hitting protein. I know this is a struggle, because if you don't know where you're at or what's going on, you can't get better at it. So reflect. I just reflected just mentally every single week, and I used Instagram just as a way to kind of mark it. Fifth tip, which I have like 6 tips, which is not a good number, but 6 tips. Number 5, pre-log your food. So before today started, today's a low carb day, I put all my food in last night, because I know, and this is part of my reflection, I know that I would get to 5 o'clock at night and I would text Vivian and I'm like, hey, I think I need some more calories or some more protein. And she's like, you need like 3 whole meals. You need like 700 calories. And I'm like, how did this happen? Because I didn't plan. And that leads me into my last tip. Focus on progress. Focus on progress. So many of workout programs and things that we see out there are lose this in 30 days, do this in 6 weeks. Now, this is a 6-week program, but like, I know that lasting change doesn't happen even in 6 weeks. Like, I know this is going to be a journey of 8 weeks, 12 weeks, on and on and on for me to fuel my body the right way. So that, I think, is the main reason why I've been able to stick with it, because if I have a day I don't track, I don't jump off the bandwagon and I don't say, okay, I suck and I didn't hit my goals or I didn't lose any weight. So like, focus on your progress. And I'm sorry, if you sign up for a program that promises, it's in the other room, promises results in 30 days, 60 days, you might get them, but not in a sustainable level. And I think that is the difference here, is that it is something that you're not depriving yourself. You're not, you can fall off the wagon, back on the wagon. You can go back and forth, but just really try to focus on your overall progress, what your overall goal is. And I think if it's health and wellness and nutrition, you're going to go far. You're going to be successful because you have the right mindset in mind. And so my results, I did not share them. And like, if you want to see them, I'll send them to you. But I didn't actually measure. I need to measure. But since I'm continuing on the program on my own, I'm going to measure like around 12 weeks. I'll get it, buddy. But I took a before picture. I took an after picture. I sent it to Vivian. I sent it to a few close friends. I'm like, what do you think? Like, do you see a difference? And we all did. Like, I'm a horrible judge of my progress. So, okay. But I did notice, okay, we'll find it. I did notice that like I had more definition in my shoulders. I was slimmer in my upper abs. And I would say I had about 70 to 80% of adherence to the program. Like, I was probably way over on some days on my macros, or I probably didn't hit protein some days. So 70, 80%, and to see more definition in my shoulders, a skinnier waist. Like, I still have work to do, but that's the point. Progress. And I think that will make you successful. So those are my tips. If you're interested in all, my coach Vivian has a round starting on Monday. Ask me any questions, seriously, because like I said, if you are wanting to lose a lot of weight in inches, it could be the right program for you. I don't think that it's the only successful program you could do, but it's one that I did, so I wanted to share. If you've seen it, because I'm like, how have you not? But I'll share the link to sign up if you want to work with Vivian. She is amazing. You can follow her on Instagram or Facebook, Vivian Gill Wellness. She is about total transformation, inside, outside, being the woman that you're called to be. And honestly, that's why I'm like, how can I work with you? How can I work with you? And this was the avenue, and I'm so glad that I did. So she has a round starting Monday. There's prep week, and then there's 6 weeks of the program. So you get 7 weeks, which is kind of a great deal. But yeah, just like, I'm an open book. Let me know what questions you have. I really did enjoy it. And yeah, so let me know. I hope you guys have a great day.